Beautiful day, Patriots. How are you? It's Mike from around the world. If you've been listening to his talks this past year, he's made really clear to make sure that we are aware of the difference between our body and soul. Correct? And nothing can harm our body without Jesus's okay, correct? And a lot of times, some of the things that seem maybe harmful or bad to us are there to correct our ways. All right. So now, we're going to talk about something here. We're going to talk about and the subject right now. People are starting to understand new things. Okay, they're starting to understand and see that the computer and um, living things, I don't know, something alive, can mix and be a certain thing. Yeah. And so people are starting to see that these things might be in a certain place. And I want to ask you something here about if it was 100% truth, they would never let it be. You know how fast they can just take something off of Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, anywhere they want off the internet and hide it and bury it? So they're giving us this information and letting us have the fear. Okay, there is a subject that's been around for many, many years called more or less okay, and that's one word. You can if you don't know what that is, you can look it up and you'll go down a rabbit hole. Okay, and this has been around for a long time. And one way to see one of these to see is that you could take a glass of red wine. I believe the grape juice is working also, but the red wine, just take a little tiny, just a spoonful, teaspoonful, and put it in your mouth and swish it around and spit it into a glass, flat something, and start to look what's. Of course, you're going to find all kinds of stuff in your teeth and yesterday's food, and yeah, but you might see a few other things, and that's the name that those are. Okay. Now, for over 10 years, 15 years ago, let's see, back in 2010, probably 8, sometime in between 2008 and 10, I was able to see 2 years in a row a military convention, and they were talking very much about these type of things back then. And my job was to go in and, when no one's there, clean up and straighten things up. And so I was able to spend time in these displays with a mind that I already was aware of some of these things and see things that were way above my head. But some of the things I was like, wow, there it is. There's the proof of what these things are talking about. So back to what is being talked about right now. Okay, and so let's do a little story and see if I can make this happen. In America, we are told we are free. That way, we will work super hard and we allow ourselves to be taxed to poverty because we're free, right? You see the oxymoron. America's free. You're free as long as you allow and submit to taxation that's beyond any sort of freedom. Correct? Okay, the internet. You can get on the internet and be anonymous. Right? The internet, the World Wide Web. You can go on the internet and be anonymous. But every single computer has an IP number and a map street connection to the big World Wide Web. Therefore, it's absolutely literally to be anonymous, but yet we in our minds think we are anonymous. Yes? So, to keep that kind of a playbook going, if people think that they are being given that equals these, okay, then the people that have not received this will think they do not have this in them. Because, see, the psychological warfare that's happening here is to tell you one thing, but then actually do this to you with you agreeing with it. So if you think those people have this because of that, then you'll go around thinking you don't have this type of capability in you. Therefore, you'd be more susceptible. Well, we'll kind of leave that in for you to kind of digest there, okay? Now, as I said, to see one of these tests, you can get a glass of wine and do that test. And the thing is it's such a small thing that it can be very easily airborne. Or listen, we all sit there and go to the store and take a soda can, a beer can, any kind of a can, an energy can, whatever. We take it and we buy it from the shelf, and the first thing that we do is put it straight up to our lips. There's a ring inside cans. Why? Why would they put a dust collector ring around in these things where you can't get things out? This is just one example. What was the other one? Like this one right here. This is a energy kind of these are really convenient for us and stuff like that, and you knead it up and stuff like that, and then you rip it when you're out there on the hike. They're super, lightweight. And what do? We rip this off and we put this thing straight in our mouth, and we just blah, 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 and then put our tongue and lips all over this. And just like with the things that they are showing with this and the thing that goes around your head, they're showing how that the breath makes certain things react, at temperatures. At temperatures, certain things react differently. Water boils it hot and freezes it cold. And maybe these things have to be in a certain, like, say, body temperature to work just right. Because they're showing these things in this and this now. Again, to sit there and get people to believe that you are free of it because you haven't done any of those things. People say, tell me and show me the truth. Well, most of us, 99% of us, would go straight into a mental hospital if we knew the truth. I would be one of them. Who could handle such truth?